Barry here. Coffee machine, I can't remember the model, I'll get to that in a bit, but she's around about circa 2011, 2012 maybe. Yeah, 15 years old, and the problem is you put the coffee cup in and press it, the pressure doesn't come up high enough and pours very slowly through, and there's water leaking out somewhere out the bottom of it. So I'm guessing there's a broken hose or something at the back which is causing the hot water to leak out and therefore not getting pressure. Breville model BES860/B. Good machine, makes good coffee. She's been on the repair bench a couple of times. Had to replace the seal in it previously, and I don't know, there's been a few things I've had to do over the years. Can you still see that all right? This is probably about 5 years old, this seal. And I think it's actually alright. I might put a new one in anyway, but I don't see any tears or cuts. I'll clean that up a bit better later. Okay team, I just had to stop for a bit there. Had some camera issues and some timing issues like a job. Alright, so I'm not sure where I got to, but just describing what's going on here. We've got the grinding part up there where you can adjust the granularity of your grind. Down here, this is the main high pressure pump, this thing here. Down below here, so sorry, this is where the water comes in. I've just put a temporary thing on here to give it some water so we can test it in a sec. So I think this is the flow meter down here, goes from there up into the high pressure pump. That puts the high pressure pump up into the heater unit. This is a safety valve, so if it can't get through then it bypasses here, I think, with the pressures too much, down to this diffuser unit which recycles the water somehow. So it's back up here. Sorry, this is a heater unit. There's a thermostat. Below that, down in there, is the water dispensing unit which feeds the coffee in. Inlet comes in here. It comes out through that one, out of the heater, down into this manifold. This solenoid operates the steamer. If you turn the steamer on here, and then that manifold keeps going, this solenoid is the water dispenser down in the unit. So that's how it works. So I've got it all plugged in here. We're going to see if we can find where the leak is. I've got to turn that on. Yay! There's our leak. There's our leak. So let's see if we can zoom in here, and it looks like it's broken off there, and there's a bit stuck down the top of this high pressure pump. I've ordered a new piece, just came in today, but I've got to get the broken piece out of down inside the top of the high pressure pump. So I'm going to use these little easy out things with the left hand thread. good for getting screws out, screw extractor they call them, because this has just got a normal right hand thread. So if I put that down in there, turn it anti-clockwise, then I can hopefully pull the broken piece out. Right, next thing I have to do is cut this cable tie. Before I pull that hose off, I'm just going to take this clip out to the top here. Not dissimilar to that little clip that old Bazza made for the Ford Ranger repair recently. Okay. And there's our safety valve removed. There's the new one. I think it was about $30. Maybe 40 by the time it got delivered. So we've got a replacement hose for that piece by the look. And this is interesting because, oh no, that might be his metal, it's just old. But this is brass, and that little O-ring, I don't know if you noticed it before, but that was down in there. So that is probably worn out as well, I would say. And then this other piece was kind of sitting over the seal, and I noticed that they've given a new one of those as well. Only one retaining clip, it seems, which is interesting because they've given a new hose and there's a retaining clip at each end, but they've only given me one clip. So let's start by replacing that hose. Move that other retaining clip. So there's our new hose and the seal. So that one goes in like so. Okay, you can see that, hopefully see that clip secure in there. I've got to twist this on here, but I've got to screw that in, but I'm not going to be able to turn it, so I'm going to have to unscrew the 4 screws that hold that high pressure valve in place. So I'm going to need to take the top 2 off. Right, I can feel it starting to take up pressure now, and I don't want to push it too far. I think that's probably it. Okay, moment of truth, team. Shall we see what happens? Let's put this jug here behind to catch the water that hopefully is going to come out. Everything else looks to be in order. Let's give it a whirl. Looking good. No fountain of leaking water like last time. I'll just give it a second to heat the coil up and then... Okay, we got tone. The water coming through there, just vibrating. And we've got hot water coming through the other side. I'm calling that a win. Oh, it was a pretty easy fix, everybody. I've got to do a bit of cleanup on here now just to make sure it doesn't corrode away, and I'll put it back together and show you the finished result, and you can have a cup of coffee with old Bazza. Well, there we go, team. We've got it all basically back together. Some beans in it. Might be a good idea to put some water in it, Barry. Go again, double shot. A little bit of a, oh, that's just on the top there. I thought it was behind. Well, you know, that's not perfect, but it's going to be. I just got to adjust those settings. I just made that a little bit finer. That'll bring the pressure up a little bit more for the next coffee. But we are back in the game. Thanks for watching.